Has anybody ever told you that God is mad at you or mad at something that you do? Do you really believe that? Let's dive into it today. Well, sziasztok, brothers and sisters, and yo regelt, or perhaps yo napot, or yo estet, depending on what time of day you're watching this. Welcome to Mission Zero. If this is your first time here, my name is Shawn, and this is The Word with Friends, the show where we take a deep dive into language and communications in order to bring us all closer together. People really love to talk about the things that God hates, and particularly to point out in you and what you do the things that God hates. But let's really take a deep dive into that. Most of the time, when God is talking about something that he doesn't like, he uses the word abomination or some form of abomination. And in fact, it's used about 152 times in the Bible. But what does abomination actually mean? The most common Hebrew word for abomination is the word toeva. And toeva means that which you recoil from, that which is disgusting. It's the kind of thing like, oh, but the references to it are things like engraving idols, worshiping idols, men wearing women's clothing, women wearing men's clothing, lying, cheating, using unbalanced scales, breaking the common law. Right? So this in the modern day would be like speeding. These are pretty granular, really kind of strict things that God calls an abomination in the Bible. Well, is that maybe just an Old Testament thing? Did he soften by the New Testament? In the Greek, the most commonly used word for abomination, it's actually used all 6 times that abomination is said in the New Testament, is brelugma. And brelugma means to turn away from something that's really nasty. Like literally it means to turn away from something that stinks. This would be like smelling spoiled milk, or that wound that your friend wants to show you that's all open and gross, or walking in on your parents having sex. This is something that's just like, just get it away from me. And in the book of Luke, Luke says that the things that are celebrated by man stink and make God turn away. So that sure doesn't seem like he softened from the Old Testament to the New Testament. But can you see it? Do you get the thread there that I'm about to pull on? Let's go forward to the people who really sort of tied this idea of abomination together, and that is the Romans. In Latin, the word abomination is made up of the prefix ab, which means away from, like that way, and omenari. And omenari means to prophesy or to forebode. So abomination is to prophesy away from, to forebode away from? What does that mean? It means that nothing good can come of this. It means you're turning away from something that's not gonna be good to watch. It's like when you find your kid picking their nose and they start to eat it. It's really gross, you don't wanna watch that. But it doesn't make you hate your kid. It doesn't mean that you're gonna throw them away or tell them that they're evil and wrong and they're gonna burn in a pit. No, you get a little grossed out and then you help educate them. Hey, don't do that because it's gross or it's not accepted or whatever, right? This is the thing we so fundamentally get wrong when we read the word abomination in the Bible. Nowhere did any of it at all mean that God hates like we mean when we say the word hate. It means I hate it like, oh, that's gross, I would not do that. But it doesn't mean that he thinks lesser of you, that he beats you down about it. It just means no good can come of it. That's what the word abomination means. It doesn't mean something that's evil and hated and that you need to punish people for, or that God's gonna punish people for. It's just something gross. Here's a key point about that. If you don't like pickles, pickles are an abomination to you. But if your kid likes pickles, it's not an abomination for them. My exhortation for us for this week, heck, for this lifetime, stop judging other people's pickle eating. You don't know if it's an abomination for them or not in God's eyes. And even if it is, it's not for you to browbeat them about it. And by the same token, stop letting other people judge your pickle eating. You know if what you're doing is gross to you or gross to God, and He'll work on that with you. But don't let other people shame you and beat you down and make you feel negatively about it. Take this message today, whichever half of it convicts you or emboldens you or whatever you can take, and use it to become the youiest you can possibly be. And may God pour out the blessings of temperance and understanding and perspective and calibration in us so that we can stop this back and forth of misunderstanding what abomination means and what it is that He wants from us. And I love you so much. I really do. Peace out.